Hi everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing Your Name. This review was suggested by my friend Diana, so thanks again. The characters in this movie, Taki and Matsu, and I'm so sorry if I'm saying those wrong, I am horrible at pronunciation sometimes, wind up switching bodies, and they slowly but surely get to know each other, and they contact each other so they don't mess up each other's lives, and they really start to grow a friendship that turns into love. And you'd expect it to be a standard boy meets girl story, but it's so much more than that. And most of that is because of execution and a good concept that's done properly. Unlike other cartoons that do this kind of concept for comedy, we don't get the jarring idea of the characters having each other's voices. It's not like when Donkey and Push switched voices and bodies for Shrek the Third. They keep their own voices when the Emperor is in their body, which makes it for a more realistic idea. There are lots of themes in this movie, such as, where is it? Sorry about this, of connection between God and harmony from what we consume. It's horrible. I'm forgetting the word. Musibi. Musibi. And that's another fascinating part of this film, just all the concepts that are brought into it. And we learn that Tsuyu isn't the first in her family to have this strange ability, which is a slight spoiler. The animation for this film is gorgeous. A scene where a comet comes down and just the scenes of sky. Tokyo itself is beautiful to look at, and some of the best parts of the movie come from the backgrounds. One other very well animated scene is a flashback Taki has when he goes to a shrine that Matsu went with her grandmother, and he winds up having a flashback and viewing a lot of her life, and it's just so well animated, as well as you get a lot of information from it to know who she was beforehand. Other things I liked were a lot of the themes in this movie. The idea of loving someone but not being able to find them, the idea of not remembering somebody you care deeply about, whether or not time can be changed, which at times I wasn't sure which way it was going and whether it would be able to or not. I won't spoil it, but I will say that's a very good thing this movie has in its favor. Its ending, whether happy or sad, is far from predictable. You aren't sure whether they're going to succeed or fail. I also really liked seeing the two characters in each other's bodies, seeing Taki act feminine because of not being in his body, as some people think, and seeing other characters' reactions leads to great moments of comedy, as well as those two constantly getting annoyed at each other early on in the movie. For this review, I've watched the Japanese version with English subtitles, which my friend Diana said is the best choice for anime in general. To conclude, I think Your Name is an animated film that definitely deserves its high box office gross and is one of the best anime movies I've seen. It's up there with the best of Studio Ghibli, in all honesty. And I don't know how to do this movie justice, honestly. It's a complex and fascinating story that avoids pretty much all cliches, and you never know where it's fully going, but it keeps you fascinated to the end. Now there are times when it can get a little confusing in the beginning when you're not sure whether they're possessing each other, whether they're on their own, but that goes away shortly enough. I really think this is a fascinating look on love and the idea of lovers being separated, not remembering each other, and that it's definitely worth checking out. Thanks again for tuning in. Next review will be from a more well-known company. This movie will be for my Earth Day review, and everybody likes this movie, but some prefer the first half hour where there's no dialogue. And in all honesty, a couple that, just like this one, is more deep than most of ones from Disney animated films, but somehow even more amazing, they don't communicate much with words. Now you probably have a good idea what movie that is. But anyway, tell me what movie you personally think has the most interesting concept for an animated film and executed very well. And as always, if you have an animated film you want me to review, please suggest it in the comment section. Till then, I'm Dominic Caruso, signing off.